Nobody else is responsible for your happiness.
Sometimes when you have to face your own emotions and your own fears and what you're really feeling, that's the hardest. The competition for me is always a good thing.
Don't be afraid of facing rejection. Don't be afraid when you feel lonely. Don't be afraid when you feel scared. Don't let that stop you.
Do not compare yourself to anyone's life that you see on social media because you're seeing the showreel of highlights. We change, we evolve in life, and we get to know ourselves more, and we get to understand ourselves more, and we get to better ourselves more, hopefully, in some situations, whether it's your reactions to situations, whether it's your reactions to life, whether it's the way you live life. So for me, it's about trying to grow and evolve, and that's really what the last 3 years, to me, I realized, and I kind of learned that how we better our bodies in the gym and how we may, better ourselves with our diet, we also have to work on our mind and ourselves in the same way.
Don't be afraid of facing rejection. Don't be afraid when you feel lonely. Don't be afraid when you feel scared. Don't let that stop you. It was a great learning for me is that, courage is not the absence of fear. It's the perseverance in the face of fear. So don't let these things stop you. Don't let them stop you, because you know what happens when I used to do this a lot. I used to look at other successful people, even my colleagues, and feel, oh, you know how they're doing this? Because they're not insecure. They're not scared of anything. Oh, they have absolute belief in themselves. And one day I realized that, hey, 1 second, that's probably not true. I think every one of us, and definitely me, we wake up in the morning, on some days it's a great day, and on some days you feel insecure, you feel you look terrible, you feel you're not doing good, you feel all the insecurities that we can feel. You have to face that and keep on going. Don't let that stop you, because most of the time it's not other people who stop us, it's ourselves and our own fears.
But everyone's process is different and everyone has their own journey. This is who I am, and this is the way my journey. Do not compare yourself to anyone's life that you see on social media because you're seeing the showreel of highlights. What you call it, a highlight or a carefully cultivated, showreel of how their life looks. You're not seeing the behind the scenes. You're not seeing the other moments. Am I also guilty of that in a sense? Yes. I'm going to try and put the best picture out there on my Instagram because it's a visual medium and that's what we're creating. Is that a catch-22 kind of position to be in? Kind of. I don't know what the solution to that is, because that is what we're doing. How are they looking like that, or how are they doing that? But we need to learn to be okay with what we want to do, and not get too influenced or too bothered about what everyone else is doing. You're seeing, if you want to scroll on my Insta page, you're going to see the highlights of my life.
Yeah.
You're not seeing the in-between moments. You're not seeing the moments of doubt. You're not seeing the moments of insecurity. You're not seeing the moments of unhappiness. You're not seeing the moments of having a very bad day, not feeling confident about the way you look.
And does Katrina Kaif have moments like that?
Of course. It's a cultivated image. It's
Yes.
one which is built up by many things you've done, and many images and many visuals and many songs and many movies. It's over the years. It is something that becomes that. I agree with you. It's a persona.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily exactly how you are. It's tough, yeah. I mean, I do really try and give candid content, but not enough as I would. Dramatic it was at the time. It's all added something to me. So all I would say is that at that point it may be a rough transition, or you may go through periods of rough transition, but normally what you take out of that, if you're looking for the positivity out of it, will be something which will help you live a happier life in the long run.
So many people have gone through it. And the fact that you're not alone and you haven't been alone in that experience, it gives you that strength.
Sure.
It makes you understand that it's not just you. Because oftentimes we dramatize what happens in our own life. Everyone's life is tough.
My opinion is the number one thing to address, and that is, for me, everything starts with education. Knowledge is power. You have that power, you have self-confidence, you have belief in yourself. You then can become empowered to start even thinking about what you want. Today, the girl which Safina is talking about, today she wants to be a teacher, but she knows she wants to be a teacher because she has that education. Without education, she might not even know what she wants.
Sometimes when you have to face your own emotions and your own fears and what you're really feeling, that's the hardest time. You go home and you tell yourself, oh no, I'm fine, nothing doesn't bother me.
Right.
But to actually sit with that feeling
and whatever it is of insecurity or heartbreak, and to sit alone with that feeling and accept it.
Just
that
soak it in.
I am feeling
Yeah.
this. That's
Yeah.
the hardest thing.
Question.
How do you handle rejections in your life?
How do you
Because
handle rejection?
rejection.
Okay.
There you go.
All
We
right,
got
that's a
to the
question finally.
We got there in the end. Patience. Know that you're never alone in it. You're never alone in it. Things in life always seem so overwhelming and daunting when you feel it's only me and it's only happening to me, and it's not. It happens to everyone, and we're all gonna face rejection at some point in our life, and there's always gonna be something better. I promise you. But still, it was 24 hours constant focus on what your goal is. If you are really talking about true love, and the kind of love which is meant to last, the kind of love which our butterflies in the stomach phase and that phase, which is true partnership, that is stronger, and that has to be above the do or don't. If it is real love, and if it's love that's meant to last, it cannot be broken by a do or don't.